Hello everyone. Today we will see a little bit about diuretics. Diuretics. So firstly, we will see the definition of diuretics. Diuretics are the chemical substances which increases the rate of urine formation. So this is the definition, that is, diuretics are the chemical substances which increases the rate of urine formation. Now let's see the classification of diuretics. Classification. Diuretics are divided into three main classes. That are first class is high efficacy diuretics, and it is also called as loop diuretics. Then the second class is medium efficacy diuretics, and these are also called as thiazide diuretics. Then the third class is low efficacy diuretics. Then the low efficacy diuretics again subdivided into three classes, that are first is carbonic anhydrase inhibitors, second class is osmotic diuretics, and the third class is potassium sparing diuretics. Then the potassium sparing diuretics again divided into two classes. First one is aldosterone antagonist, and the second one is renal epithelium blockers. Now the examples of the high efficacy or loop diuretics are, first one is bumetanide, then the second is furosemide, or it is also called as furosemide. Then third one is ethacrenic acid. These are the examples of high efficacy diuretics. Then the examples of medium efficacy diuretics are, first one is chlorothiazide, and the second one is hydrochlorothiazide. Then the low efficacy diuretics are again divided into three classes, in which the examples of carbonic anhydrase inhibitors are: first one is acetazolamide, and the second one is methazolamide. Then the osmotic diuretics are again divided into mannitol. Example of osmotic diuretics is the mannitol. Then the potassium sparing diuretics is again divided into two classes, in which the first class is aldosterone antagonist. Example of aldosterone antagonist is spironolactone, and the renal epithelium blockers, example is triamterene. So this is the classification of diuretics. Now also the classification of diuretics depending upon the site of action. So let's see classification depending upon site of action. Site of action. So let's see. This is the structure of nephron. This is the Bowman's capsule, and here the glomerular filtration occurs. So we have to see the classification of diuretics depending upon the site of action. So this is the site 1. This is the site 1, that is the proximal convoluted tubule. Examples are the carbonic anhydrase inhibitors. This is the thin descending limb. Here the osmotic diuretics. Then this is the site 2, and it is the thick ascending limb. And the examples are loop diuretics. Here the maximum reabsorption of sodium occurs. Then this is the site 3, that is the distal convoluted tubule, and the examples are thiazide diuretics. And this is the last, that is the site 4, means it is the collecting duct. and the examples are sodium channel blockers. So this is the classification of diuretics depending upon the site of action. Now we will see the scheme of synthesis of chlorothiazide. Chlorothiazide is the thiazide diuretics. So let's see. Firstly, we will see the structure of chlorothiazide. This is the structure of chlorothiazide. So this is the structure of chlorothiazide. Now we will see the starting material which is 3-chloroaniline. Starting material is the 3-chloroaniline. Then we will see the trade name of the chlorothiazide, which is diuryl. Trade name is diuryl. Then let's see the IUPAC name. So firstly, numbering the structure: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So give the name, that is 6-chloro 1,1-dioxo 1, 2, 4 benzodiazepine benzodiazepine 7 sulfonamide. That is the IUPAC name, that is 6-chloro 1,1-dioxo 1, 2, 4 benzothiazine 7 sulfonamide. This is the IUPAC name. So let's see the scheme. This is the 3-chloroaniline, which is reacts with twice Cl of SO2OH, that gives 2 which gives the compound 3-chloroaniline 2,4 disulfonyl chloride, which again treated with NH3, that gives the compound which is 3-chloroaniline 2,4 disulfonamide, which again treated with formaldehyde, that is HCOOH, which gives the final structure, which is our product, that is chlorothiazide. This is the structure of chlorothiazide. This is the final structure, and it is the scheme of synthesis of chlorothiazide. Then let's see the mechanism of action of chlorothiazide. Chlorothiazide inhibits the reabsorption of sodium. Chlorothiazide inhibits the reabsorption of sodium via the sodium chloride cotransporters. It also increases the excretion of potassium. So this is the mechanism of action of chlorothiazide. Now let's see the therapeutic uses of chlorothiazide. Therapeutic uses. First, it is used to treat fluid retention, that is the edema in people having congestive heart failure. Also it is used in hypertension, so these are the uses. Now let's see the adverse effects. Main adverse effects are hyperelectrolytemia or especially the hypokalemia, hypoelectrolytemia, that is especially the hypokalemia. And the second one is hyperuricemia. So these are the adverse effect. Then metabolism. Chlorothiazide. Normally chlorothiazide not metabolized, but it is eliminated through kidneys. Then half-life of the chlorothiazide. Half-life is the 45 to 120 minutes. 45 to 120 minutes. So this is the scheme of chlorothiazide. Thank you.